Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something very interesting to take a look at, and you can obviously see we've got a few pieces laying around here. You might be wondering what these are. Well, you probably already know just based on the title of the video and the thumbnail, but these are actually Dino Damage replacement pieces that were created by Syrett Tech for all these really cool older Kenner Jurassic Park dinosaurs that probably a lot of us have in our collections, and as time goes on you tend to kind of lose the pieces to these dinosaurs, and it's very easy to lose the Dino Damage pieces. It's not like today with like Mattel where they kind of give you like a button that makes it jump away or disappear and then comes back, stuff like that. Like back in the day, we didn't have that. We had just the Dino Damage pieces, and they were very easy to lose. But again, one of the great things about the collecting community now is that we have so many talented people in it that help us when it comes to different situations, like for instance Rod's Random Work and Marco Makes and Syrett Tech, that help us get replacement parts for our Hammond collection figures and just generally different things for Mattel figures that we might want to replace to make more screen accurate or more correctly sized. And then also in instances like this, we have Syrett Tech, who again gives us the different Dino Damage pieces that we most certainly have probably lost over the years. I know I did, and this is a huge help for anybody that is a Jurassic collector and, like myself, only kind of usually buys them secondhand or still has the ones that they had when they were kids. And these will definitely be a huge help. But as you can see, we've got quite a few different ones here. We've got the Stegosaurus from the Lost World Jurassic Park right there. And we also have the young T-Rex right here with this one. You've got the Triceratops as well. Also, our favorite Jurassic Park Carnotaurus. We've got ourselves the Demon Carnotaurus, which is definitely a very handy one to have because that's a very hard piece to find. We also have the Scootasaurus and Stegosaurus as well. So some really cool Dino Damage pieces. I want to jump to a closer look to show you guys how nice these actually look, and then we'll apply them to the dinosaurs themselves. So we've got the Dino Damage replacement piece for the Stegosaurus, and what's really awesome, and I think it's probably one of the coolest aspects about these entirely, is the fact that Syrett Tech actually sends them to you painted with the tones of color you would need and looking pretty much as original as it can possibly get. You can see that our Stegosaurus version here has all the coloration that the original Stegosaurus release had. And then if we also move on to, say, the Scootasaurus, again, it's, if my camera would focus on it, the coloration that the Scootasaurus originally came in. You have your Dino Damage cover piece here that is already painted, and again you can see how fantastic it looks and also how vibrant it looks. The detail really does look great. It genuinely looks as new as it gets, and you can see for the T-Rex, again, absolutely perfect as far as the tone of color goes, and again the sculpt is as beautiful as it was the day that it was released from Kenner. And then we also have, again, the Triceratops, and you can see we've got all that really nice scale detail, those osteoderms and everything throughout on the Stegosaurus, and yet again that picture perfect tone of color. And you can see on the undersides of these, actually, they do say Syrett Tech, so you have that label there to always remind you who was responsible for getting these pieces to you and where you can go to acquire all sorts of incredibly cool dinosaur type products. And then we also have the Stegosaurus, and yet again you have that really nice bluish tone there underneath, crawling between all the different areas of the texturing of the skin for the Stegosaurus, and again fully painted, and yet again Syrett Tech on the underside. And then the final one, of course, we have the Demon Carnotaurus, and look at how smooth that paint is. Like, it genuinely looks exactly as it did when it was released, and again has the Syrett Tech logo and everything here on the underneath. But this one's actually also flexible, which is also very cool because again it really feels like that actual genuine piece of Dino Damage cover. But I really wanted to show you guys how awesome they look, let you guys know that again they do come painted. So let's go ahead and grab the dinosaurs themselves and throw these Dino Damage pieces on them. Now the only thing that's a little bit, I wouldn't really say iffy for me, but it's going to be obvious that these are replacement pieces because my dinosaurs are really quite used. In fact, this is the Triceratops that I had as a child. So you can see it's obviously been beaten and abused, and the paint doesn't look so great. So obviously this is looking more like a brand new piece from a brand new dinosaur that just came out of the box. Mine's a little faded, so the colors aren't going to match perfectly on mine, but if you get one that, again, is closer to the original color that it came in, this is going to be perfect. And obviously Syrett Tech can't age the pieces to look exactly like each and every person's aged dinosaur toy, so we just have to go with it, but I'm sure it's going to look awesome here on the figure, and I always have the hardest time remembering how this piece goes on. There it is. And there we go. We've got our Triceratops Dino Damage piece in, and look at how awesome it looks actually having the cover. It has definitely been a good solid, 20, probably 8 years or so since this actually had the Dino Damage piece in it, as I lost mine pretty quickly. But it looks insanely awesome, again, having that Dino Damage piece replaced. So we'll move the Triceratops over. I do have other versions of these, but I really wanted to put them in my original ones from when I was a kid. It's just too bad that they are definitely a little beat up. And then we've got the Stegosaurus, so we'll go ahead and get this piece here on the back. Oh, there's a very obvious way to put this one on, and that popped on super easily. Just push it down and make sure it's nice and in place. And there we go, again, matching in there really nicely. This one is a little bit faded. This one actually isn't one that I had as a child. I was never able to acquire this one, which is definitely a bummer for me, but I was able to luckily get a hold of it now as an adult, and even more lucky to actually have a replacement piece for the Dino Damage, which you can see. Got to position these legs a little better because they haven't moved in a little while. And there we go. We've also got the Scootasaurus, which is another incredibly cool release. And then we'll go, wow, that went right in there. Absolutely no issues at all. And again, you can see how good of a job he's done as far as applying coloration. You can even see those brownish tones mixing in with the green on the actual Dino Damage replacement piece that he's given us here. And you can again see how beautiful it looks with that piece now covering up the Dino Damage. The figures, aside from the fact that they're a little faded, look nearly brand new. And then we have probably my dinosaur that's in the worst shape, our young T-Rex here. This one definitely took a beating over the years. It's not doing too well now in its aged status, but again, I'm very excited regardless to get this Dino Damage piece in as soon as I remember which way it goes on. And there we go, it's in and fits perfectly, and again, looks honestly just like it did when the figure was released. The tones of color are as picture perfect as it gets on this one as well. Man, it is seriously like a breath of fresh air to actually have these replacement pieces back here on my dinosaurs, as our T-Rex sits right on the head of the Stegosaurus. We'll just put him over here just to get him out of the way before he starts sitting on more figures. And then we've got our Lost World Jurassic Park Stegosaurus as well. Again, the Dino Damage piece, and you can see right there, like, those tones of color are absolutely spot on and picture perfect. And there we go. The piece is now applied and yet again fits perfectly and looks exactly as good as it did the day that it was purchased, except, of course, this piece is a little more vibrant than my older, kind of worn out Stegosaurus. And then the final one, which might be my most anticipated one to see with the actual Dino Damage piece included, of course, is the Demon Carnotaurus, who is just too tall to get into this position. So we'll bring the camera up. We've got our Demon Carnotaurus right here, and I am beyond excited to get this piece included back on the Carnotaurus. So let's pop this back in here, and there we go. And look at how good of a job Syrett Tech has done when it comes to matching the colors up perfectly on the actual figure leading into the Dino Damage piece. They all line up again perfectly on this Dino Damage piece. So there you go, guys. There you have it. We have a plethora of dinosaurs here, awesome old Kenner Jurassic Park dinosaurs that now all have their replacement Dino Damage pieces back in the figures and looking incredible. So if these are something you are interested in picking up, and I highly, highly recommend doing so, if you are a collector of the Kenner Jurassic Park line and you really want to amp up the overall appeal of your old secondhand or just your actual old dinosaurs that are missing the Dino Damage pieces, I definitely recommend heading over to the Syrett Tech Etsy shop right now and grabbing yourself some of these amazing Dino Damage replacement pieces. So I will include a link in the description to where you can do that. Make sure you check out Syrett Tech's Etsy shop, eBay store. Grab yourself some of these Dino Damage pieces or any of the other incredible products that he has up there currently for sale. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.